Hey guys, how's it going? I'm back in my car, the parking lot. My two big boys are away all week on field trips, one in Winnipeg, one in France. And one's coming back tonight, and the other one's coming back on Sunday. So our house has been really quieter. We still have two kids at home. So that's been kind of strange, but good. And also, my parents are coming for a visit next Monday for a whole week. So I've been planning what my mom and I are going to do each day. So it might be some garden centers, for sure some brunches, maybe Zumba. I want to take her to Canmore, go shopping, maybe some restaurants. So that's what's going on with me. How are you doing? So I want to talk about insulin resistance. So here's the deal. If you have it, this might be helpful for you. I believe I have insulin resistance. And the way I discovered it was when I had the glucose monitor a couple months ago. My blood sugars were higher than really high when I would have like desserts or bread. And my average was 6.1, which is different. And I don't know how it's different than A1C. A1C is the average indicator, average of 3 months. And they do that when the doctor does your blood work. They take, I don't know how they calculate it. So my A1C was pretty good. It was 5.5. But my average for the 2 weeks was much higher than I wanted it to be. It was 6 or 6.1. And that's pre-diabetic. And actually, this is the whole reason why I even started looking for intermittent fasting solutions and looking for solutions for my energy is because I had terrible energy, had no energy. I would eat, I would be sleepy, and I would just be going from thing to thing, not having any energy to do anything. So that's why I started doing all this, doing investigating, and this is what I found out. So my glucose showed me that it was a little bit higher than I wanted to be. So then I found Jackie. Thankfully, I found Jackie. She's been on YouTube that I shared with you, and Jen Stevens, who kind of helped me get back into intermittent fasting and make it actually doable for me. And which has been so life-changing because before I could not stick to it. Before here's what would happen to me. I would do the intermittent fasting, but I would also do it at the same time as eating, trying to eat clean, trying to not eat any sweets, not any bread. And I would try to exercise, and I would do too many things at once. And it did not work. It was too overwhelming and it was too much deprivation, and I just would not last. And this is why I want to talk to you today about just do one thing at a time. And here's how I know. Because recently I came to a realization after 2 months of intermittent fasting, I cannot lose any weight. I would go down a bit if I fast 25 hours, 22 hours. I have had dips, like 5-pound dips, but I am really clinging on to whatever extra fat I have. And doing some more research, reading Jen Stevens' book, she actually addresses it in her book, Fast, Feast, Repeat. I found her recommendation is that if that's happening, if you cannot lose weight while you're intermittent fasting for longer than a month, or if you've plateaued, then one of the options could be is that you could be insulin resistant, and which is kind of like pre-diabetic. So I've come to terms over this past weekend that this is what my reality is, that for temporarily, for maybe a few months, I may need to restrict simple carbs, desserts, breads, and everything I love, and bring down my insulin, like get rid of insulin resistance and really get healthy, because I still, I've had an increase in energy when I started intermittent fasting, but I really took advantage of Jen Stevens' approach, as you can eat whatever you want, and which I was doing, but it was really lacking, robbing me of energy. So if you have the following symptoms, you might have insulin resistance: belly fat, which I have, tired after eating if you need a nap, if you're not losing any weight while you're fasting, if you're fasting, for 2 months or more, if you're not losing any weight, if you have a second chin like mine, that's an indicator that's just too much weight. And some people say that's indicator of adrenal fatigue, which is linked to insulin resistance. What else did I write down? Oh, also having to go to the bathroom more often than you would like to pee. I drink a lot of water, so it's understandable I would have to go to the bathroom a lot more, but it still was more than I would like to. So this is too much information, but you clicked on the video. So this is, if you have these symptoms, you have insulin resistance, and intermittent fasting is the best thing that has worked for me to feel better and to at least not make it worse. But now I'm going low. I'm trying to eat low carbs, which of course for the first couple of days is really hard. And I did have some dark chocolate yesterday. My son made a cake and I had a little bit of cake and sweet potatoes. So really, the first couple of days is kind of like getting off drugs, right? So I'm doing that and I wanted to share that with you. But okay, so here's the why. Why do we want to do one thing? This came to me today and that's why I'm sharing with you. Because when you try to do too many things, it doesn't stick as well. And I am so glad that I did 2 months of intermittent fasting with eating all the carbs and all the desserts. I ate dessert every single day. I would not deprive myself of bread with butter. I would have the pasta. We didn't have pasta that much, but the point was I did have something sweet every day, and I would just have all the rice that I wanted. And at first I was upset, right? That, oh my gosh, I'm still stuck with the same problem. I still have to cut back on all the carbs. Why is this happening to me? Why can't I lose weight? I'm doing the fasting. Why is it not working? I had to go through that tantrum in my head first to then realize how brilliant it was that I did 2 months of dirty intermittent fasting, because it gave me a chance to practice one skill, one muscle of intermittent fasting without having to worry about eating clean or working out or whatever, or drinking too much water, right? I enjoyed myself, ate everything I wanted, but I focused on one thing. I wanted to fast 18 hours or more, sometimes 17, 16, but some days I got 22, 23, 24. So I did really, really well. So now that I'm going low carb or trying to not eat carbs, it's a lot easier for me to do this because I'm not focused on also trying to fast and be good at fasting. Fasting is so easy for me now. I can't imagine eating breakfast now because it's just so, I'm not hungry. It seems too early. The earliest I ever eat is noon for lunch, and that's only before my period because I'm hungrier, and I might just have like a eating window between 12 and 3, 4 and be done. Okay. So I'm so happy that I've practiced that, because now all I need to focus on is, okay, filling my plate with lots of veggies, lots of protein, lots of fat, and enjoying that, and really practicing the muscle of not eating the carbs and the sweets. So with every terrible thing that happens, there's also a really good thing, right? So why did I eat carbs for 2 months straight while intermittent fasting and eating all the donuts and desserts? Well, that maybe sounds like a terrible idea, but to me, that gave me freedom to now focus on the next one thing. Okay. So hopefully you take away from this, do one thing at a time. Like if you're going to focus on, if you want to work out, just make that your priority and don't make any other priorities. Just do the working out or do the fasting or do the clean eating. And once you get comfortable, once it's an autopilot, and I know we've heard this so many times before. I've heard it so many times before. But once you experience it on your own, in your own life, you think, oh, they were right. Okay, maybe that was a good thing. So, okay, so now let's do one thing at a time. And so now that I've actually started recording myself on YouTube, it's actually so easy to start to want to do so many things at once. Okay, now I'm doing a podcast and now I'm doing a video, but my videos need to be quicker, shorter, more planned, more entertaining, blah, 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 blah. So now I had to kind of scale myself back and say, okay, let's do one thing at a time. I said I'll do videos. Let's just do videos. And then if I want more challenge later, then I'll know when I'm ready to make my videos more attractive. So that's what I have for you guys today. I love you all so much. And if you have insulin resistance, it's totally reversible, just like type 2 diabetes. Jason Fung is the guy to go to for obesity code. He addresses diabetes and obesity in there. Jen Stevens, I'm going to link all of these guys. And of course, Jackie on Facebook. She's awesome because she really makes it look doable, accessible in our everyday life. It's not like some doctor telling you in an office and not really showing us by example. All right, guys. Love you all, and I will see you soon. Bye.
And I'm on a roll.